Now then, welcome back to another episode of Nemsun on the... Hold on a minute. Nemsun. Let's try that again. Now then, so I have finished the room down here, the construction. I've gone with that balcony idea all the way around, and I quite like the room. What I'm going to put in it all, I don't know yet. Careful of the gap. Yeah, that's something that Tanhan's working on for me. I will do a show and tell on that when he's finished doing it. Let me just give you a little peek. A little peek. What's this? What could it be? This level, the only real change to this level are the Endermen trolling me. But things are progressing. I've been playing around with a few ideas. This is the system that I've got in place so far. This old system here, turn that on, and this new system over here is being converted over to. Let's turn this on as well. Yeah, as you can see, I've got one of those great big AE crafting machines here now. It's not the be-all and end-all of the project, but I will explain all, don't worry. And another thing that we got today, a present. A bag full of goodies from Bowlef. Bowlef had created the Stark Princesses for me. So we've got a load of Stark Princesses and a load of Stark Drones. These are... well, that one's nocturnal and likes cactus. The rest of them, normal flowers. Don't know how that one got into there. I guess it's just his way of making the bees. This section is basically for crafting. How do I put it? Let's start from the end and work back. Okay, so I have 3 chests here. 3 chests that can be accessed throughout the world. This particular chest here, the Reggae chest, red, yellow, green, they're all diamonded, so they're all mine, so no one else can get that frequency, as it were. Those colours are my colours. Red, yellow, green, because they're the colours of the cables. Now the idea is that I'll have an end pouch, which will have access to this chest, and this chest has access to everything that is ME cable and machine related, because each one of these chests has a storage bus underneath it, which basically reads it and brings it into the system. Yes, this system here. This system here is using up 14 units per tick, which is about what is it? 3 MJs? 3 MJs, and this is producing 3 MJs. There you go, I got the maths right. Well, 2.93, because that is 14, not 15. It's 5 units per tick equals 1 MJ, and as this maximum output is 4 MJ, I've still got another 6 units per tick to play with in this particular section. I'm thinking of how to call them modules. I don't know if to call them modules. Factory modules. I think that sounds about right, because each AE system will talk to each other using the chests and item tesseracts, but each will be sort of its own little system. Like this will have its own little room, and this is the AE crafting module. And I decided to go with the AE crafting module first, because I'll need this pouch full of goodies wherever I go. Now, crystals and dust have their own chest, because there's a lot of them, and we generally find them out and about and just stick them in the return pouch, and the sorting system will eventually be sorting them straight into this chest here, which is why I've left some space. And so the machine, the crafting machine, has access to all of the crystals and dust that it needs to produce the end result. And the things in between is the chest in between. Surprise, surprise. And so far, these are all the materials that I've been using to make everything that I've been making. Now, these are AE components that go towards making the stuff in the Reggie chest. And iron, gold, diamond, redstone, glowstone. This is my first project. The crafting center, I've got 3 of the crafting processors, I think that's what they're called, and 1 of the actual assembling chambers, the pattern providers. And in my pattern provider, I'm trying to get everything that I'll need to make all the AE stuff. And it's a bit jam-packed because I've made an awful lot, but I do have quite a bit of stuff already prepped up. Like, for instance, it now knows how to make all of the different types of cables. And because cables are colours, like red, yellow, green, they come from dyes. So I've also trained it how to, I say trained it, I've programmed it how to use a Nemsun to change cactus green into purple, purple into cyan, cyan, and so on, all the way down the chain, so that if I request yellow, it will take a cactus green and go through the process, all the stages, crafting it to get yellow, and then make yellow cables. Same with red, craft it all the way to red. Same with black, craft it all the way to black. White and blue are slightly different. So white, blue, and brown are slightly different. They can't be made using the crafting recipes with a Nemsun and the cactus. So let's talk about supplies, because I've mentioned cactus green quite a lot there to get the crafting recipes, to get all of the dyes craftable, to get the cables coloured craftable. So I built myself a little cactus farm and adapted it. So this cactus farm is currently fully stocked because I've left it on. It's been on for a while. It's just producing cactus. It requires fertilizer, which I'm currently manually installing, but I have got a cunning plan for that. And it's full. It's full because nothing's taking it out. This pipe is set to, on redstone signal, pulse. So then it will pull cactus out of there into this chest. And this chest has 4 and a bit stacks. The bit of a stack, well, can't do anything about that. And a storage bus. For this particular module, this module only runs with these few units, 9 units. Reads that, and this level emitter up here. If I run below 4 stacks, it will emit a redstone pulse, which will do that, which will pull out cactus to equal 4 stacks in there. Now the problem is that the Buildcraft pipes will send too many. So as you can see, it's now pumping them out, and as soon as it gets to 65 or more or whatever, it will carry on pumping out. And it'll just give you those extra few that you don't really need, but it's stopped. And then the system will import, or export, should I say, the cactus into a powered furnace. The powered furnace will then turn into cactus green, and the cactus green will go straight out into a tesseract, and the tesseract can then be used downstairs to receive it into the system downstairs. And when the system downstairs has a stack in the crafting chest, it will stop accepting from the tesseract, and that way I only have a stack in there, but there's always a nice little production backlog so that I can grab some more whenever I need it. I'll get to the rest of the farm in a minute. But these processes here, so if we take out the yellow and we take out the red, we take out the black, because we know that I only need to supply it green, and the Nemsun can use the green to turn it into those 3. So there'll never need to be a stock of those in here. And I've got the cactuses in the farm ready to beam into this system to be in this chest. How I'm going to keep it in this chest, I'll show you in a bit. Well, maybe not in a bit, but in a few episodes as we get round to it. Cocoa beans. A similar thing to the cactus green, I can just produce them with a farm, which I've got set up upstairs, so that's fine. Bone meal for white, and lapis for blue. I have the skeleton farm, which has a ton of bones right now, and I could just add stacks on stacks of bone meal into a chest, but that's not automatic. But it is something that I can come to at the end of setting all this up. I don't need to worry about bone meal yet. I've got plenty of it stocked up for now. But it does need to be automated so that it just keeps stocked up itself. At the minute, I'm going to have to put bone meal in. But for now, that's fine. Lapis. Lapis, we dig it up every now and again. By every now and again, literally every now and again. But there is a lapis comb. Bees produce lapis. That's why Bowlef's been working on the alvarez for me. Also, bees produce redstone, which you also have to dig up in a similar way to lapis. So there's a glowing comb somewhere. Glowing comb. Is it glowing comb? Yes, it's glowing comb. Or yeah, glowing comb produces redstone. So there's bees that make redstone. So bees that make lapis, bees that make redstone, and surprise, surprise, there's bees that make glowstone, which means I don't have to go to the nether to find it. So we've got those three types of bees. Now there's also a type of bee that makes, where is it? Skeleton combs, which, surprise, surprise, make bone meal. And there's bees that make bone meal automatically as well. So all of those components can be done with bees. Bees are part of the forestry mod. Cactus farms and cocoa bean farms, all part of the forestry mod. So we seem to be going into the lines that the first thing that AE is going to automate for me in all these little modules is going to be forestry. The other few things that we've got to consider. To make these component parts, I need quartz and I need some gold and iron and diamonds to make these components. And also there is a furnace involved to turn basic processors into basic processors. The assembly needs cooking to make it a processor. So I can also make that automated enough as well. So long as the materials are there to create it, it will do it. Quartz fiber cable needs glass. And then quartz fiber cable and redstone makes the cables. Silicon is just the dust cooked, which again, like this, can be just a smelting recipe. Nice and easy to get pretty much all of this once I've got the other components. Glass, very, very simple. Make infinite cobble, make that cobble into infinite sand, cook the sand into infinite glass. Easy. I can set that up. And iron, gold, and diamonds, I've already worked out the infinite process for those using minimum stones. It does rely on the fact that I have some minimum stones in the system, though. So I'm going to have some sort of automation for minimum stones, which shouldn't be an amazingly difficult problem. And if I'm going to deal with that, then I may as well deal with bones coming direct from the skeleton farm, because the minimum shards will come from the skeleton farm as well. So yeah, the majority of this though is pretty much in the bag. It's the bees that we've got to get on with. So let me show you what forestry stuff is looking like at the moment. Right, so the farm has had a makeover as well. So all the old redundant laggy machines came out, like I said, and now we've got 9 plots in the crafting table style. Yeah, cool. And my cactus farm's over here. Currently cactuses are growing 3 tall because it's so full, you know, it's so full down there. And this is, well, it was a bit of an experiment. I haven't finished off designing how this is going to look. I was experimenting to see if the farm block cared what the place looked like. So, and as you can see, it doesn't care at all. It's just harvesting anything in its area. So I'm thinking I designed that a little bit. Let's go up. I designed that a little bit and it works well. It gets the cactus green. Now I've got to think up a design for this bit, and I think I've got a few ideas. I will mess about with it, and I'll need to grow a few more jungle trees because we don't seem to have a lot of jungle trees. In fact, have I got the jungle trees set up right now? Let's go and have a look. My little tree processing plant over here. No, not yet. It's currently needing all of the stock. I've just let it run out to clear it out because I produced a load of these. These are virtually purebred cherries, purebred silver limes, and got some humus there. Dirt on me, sand on me. Where did I store all the humus? Okay. Well, that's not going to happen in a hurry then, is it? Maybe it's in that chest over there. Yes, it is. Right, so let's get this working again. I need to put a bit of dirt in it, and I need to put some jungle saplings in it. But we don't need a lot of jungle saplings to work, so we'll just have one side for that. And I'll put one lot of dirt in, one lot of fertilizer in, and oh, I've got some more of those saplings over here as well for some reason. And some more drones just randomly again. I've got a grafter there that's worth remembering. Let's put that in. In there, that in there. It should still have power. Yep, it's fully powered at the minute. And oh, because I put dirt in, it's making it itself. Oh well. Let's give it that block as well then. Let it get on with it. Right, let it prep that up while we get the jungle saplings that we need. And I think, do we see them in there? No. Put them in there. No, they're silver limes. They're the jungle saplings. So which one do we want? Apple jungle? That'll be interesting to have jungle that has apple as fruit. But we basically just want large cocoa ones. Let's just have that one. It's an inbred one. It's got silver birch in it. But basically, what I do is I put it into this farm here, which then automates the process of breeding this one particular sapling through over and over again, and gives me all the wood and creates an abundance of saplings for me to store away of this particular type. And that's all I'm doing with it. I'm filtering. So rather than putting all of those different types in here and letting them sort of mix up, I want a stack or so of these saplings here going. I've also got this little bit going over here, and I believe that is probably fruits, is it not? I don't know how you get the fruits off this. But this is a cherry tree, and this is a lime tree, and at some point they're supposed to have bees change them around. And I'm messing with this, I don't know. I haven't automated this process. This process here is just to get it started. And hopefully I'll get the next little tree sapling come from these, which is something like walnut, something like that. And if I'm automating frames and I'm automating bees to produce my lapis and redstone and glowstone and all that, then I'm probably going to want to have the frame housings. And so that's what I'm aiming to produce. Right, so what else? Let's see. What can we do? Give me a few minutes. Well, give me a second. So, something else we may need for the system is a crafting monitor. So I can see what is lacking in the system and what needs working on next while I'm auto-crafting things. So let's get this on a pattern. It's glass, some iron, basic processor, and a cable. So we've got glass. We'll take 1, 2, 3. Put some more in there. We've got iron. We'll take 1, 2, 3, 4. Put that back in there. We've got a basic processor. We want one of those. Put that back in there. And we want a cable. One of those. Put it back in there. We're also going to need a blank pattern to put it on. And there we go. Right, so now we can put it onto a pattern encoder. So we put that in the middle. We've got that there and there, there and there. We've got that there, there and there, and we had that there. And that's now the crafting monitor. You can put a blank pattern in and encode that, and that becomes the assembler pattern. And now that pattern can go in, let's put it in on this row here. Just for now, there we go. And that stores that one away. Now we can come back around here and I can dump this stuff back into the chest. So I put that one in the wrong one. Stuck that back in the chest and ask for it to craft me. I think I only need one crafting monitor really, don't I? So let's stick a crafting monitor, begin. And now I should have a crafting monitor. There we go, take that. And out we come. Awesome. So just for good measures, just to make sure, we'll craft another one, begin, and we'll make sure that that gets stored in the right place. So I'm going to put that into this chest where I can put this crafting monitor in there. Chances are I'm not going to need it very often in the world, but that's where I want it to store it in the system. I don't want it to store it around here, I want to store it in there. So where are we going to put the crafting monitor? Presumably above there. Keep it in line, yeah, like this. And we just pop it in there like that. And it should already be hooked up to power, because the power line was on the back there like that. Yep, there we go, hooked straight into power. And are we still producing enough? We're up to 19 out of the 20. But all I have to do is add another engine above and power it down, and it should be fine. Because I've also added these few bits and pieces in. So I've got cobblestone generator, giving me infinite cobblestone, so that this could extract cobblestone whenever it needs it for making things like pistons and levers and the like. This takes the cobblestone and makes sand infinitely, with the excess being gravel being thrown into the return chest. And the sand goes over here to powered furnace to make into glass, because we use quite a bit of glass in the whole process. So we've got glass there, and that also exports or imports into the system, so I've got glass when I run out. So this chest over here should have a stack of glass. Oh, it's trying to give me more. Some glass and some cobblestone at all times. So if we put that in there as well, the next thing that I craft will take a bit out, and as it uses it, it will import it from these barrels. Might not be the best system yet. I can already think of a few ways I want to make it a bit better, but for now, that's great. And I've got a little powered furnace that I'm currently manually entering components into to cook, but I can put an interface below with the recipes and hook that all in as well, which means then I will need more power. But hey ho, yeah, never mind. Right, so this crafting monitor now tells me what is crafting and so on. So let's see, what shall I craft up a bit of stock for? We've got plenty of advanced processors, plenty of processors, and we've got plenty of those. Cable wise, export buses, level emitters. I could do with a few more level emitters, couldn't I? They take redstone. Yeah, they take redstone now. So I haven't got redstone torches in yet. So let's take a couple of patterns and let's make a redstone torch pattern for it. So the level emitter can be produced automatically as well. And I'll have a space in here for redstone torches. So redstone torch in there and encode it. So it now knows how to make redstone torches as well. Stick that in there. Presumably I'll stick that down with the random materials. And we'll have ourselves a level emitter, which I currently don't have. Let's have a look. What's the pattern for that? Right, so it's redstone, iron, and a basic processor. Okay, so we'll take the redstone torch we've got there. We've got iron and also what was it? Cable? Yeah, a cable. Almost everything needs cables at the minute, so that's not a bad recipe to get crafting while I'm at it, actually. Let's take all that cable out and give that the crafting of, we'll get 20, what would it be? 24. Make 24, begin. See what it does? It's waiting on redstone, so let's get some more redstone for the system. The system's going to use a lot of redstone, so I'm going to need to get a lot of redstone producing bees on the go very soon. Bowlef is working on that for me, so it's not a great problem. Right, so now it's got the materials, so yeah, left shift click the item. Okay, and it's made. Good. So now we should have a good load of these in the system somewhere. There we go. We've got quite a few there, and the redstone nearly ran out. But that's okay. Right, and we'll get a redstone torch on the go here. So I've got a few of those ready. And put those in, they can go about there. So I need one redstone torch, and I think that was it. So let me just double check. Right, so we've got the redstone torch, we've got the basic processor, 2 iron, and that above. Okay, so let's get one of those as well. Okay, and then we'll encode that so it knows how to make level emitters for us. So it's a redstone torch there, it was the that there, and 2 iron there. Stick that on there, and it then knows how to make a level emitter. Let's just check. I've already got a level emitter. What about something else? The import bus, export bus, IO port? Don't know what that does yet. Storage bus. How do I make a storage bus? An interface. Make an interface like that. Have I got interface in there yet? No, but I've got the parts I need to make an interface. So it knows how to make level emitters. So let's get it to make a couple of those, because I haven't got any in yet. So level emitter, craft, let's make 4, begin. Okay, and let's see. What's it crafting? Nothing. So it's already made them. Yep, it just made 4 just like that. Okay, what else is craftable that I don't have any of right now? Let's craft up. We don't need to craft those up straight away. We can allow them time. Crafting monitor, chest controllers, export buses. We've already got some on. Okay, so yeah, let's work out that. Let's work this interface one out, which is that. So we want a conversion matrix, a few bits of glass, and a bit of iron. Got the iron. Need a conversion matrix. So I haven't currently got any of those. So let's craft a conversion matrix quickly. Let's craft 5 while we're at it. Yeah. And the crafting monitor tells us that we're waiting for basic processors. So let's take a couple of those out. Stick that one back. Is it still waiting for basic processors? Still waiting for 4 basic processors. So we get those in to there. Well, we get 3 at least. And while we're waiting for that, we've got those. Thank you. Okay. And that can then go into there like so. And this, you shift left click, and it should make all but the last one. Okay. So let's get that last one out. And we'll do it that way. Right, well, this is what I'm planning to do for a little bit now. Getting stocked up, getting ready, get the final patterns in before we go on to the stage of automating everything coming into this chest here to make sure that everything's working. Oh, it's done it. It's figured it out already. Okay, so I should have that 5 conversion matrix. I only need 1, I think I needed some glass, didn't I? Let's get those in there as well. Right, so over to this again. This is just laborious. This is just intense. Right, so we're like that. Remember that. So it was glass there, there, and there. And it was that there. And a cable there. And then iron in the 4 corners. Makes one of those. Yep. Blank pattern encode. There we go. Right. So that one done. And that one can also go on that line for now as well. So now let's see. We can now craft those parts. Yes, we can. Let's put that into there, that into there, and all this back into there like that. And let's see if we can just make it auto craft one of those. Let's actually make 2. Begin. Job done. Right. Yep, no problem. So it's made 2. There we go. So those 2 have probably gone in the wrong place. So we'll put those in there. Get that. Put that into here somewhere. Okay. So I'm just going to keep doing that. Filling up the chests. Just working through the crafting recipes. Getting all the items I need in here. Crafting up things. Making the patterns. Putting the patterns into here. And so on. But that's all very, very boring, and I'm going to do it all by myself, guys. I think you'll agree that we're getting somewhere with this whole project. It's starting to bulk out the whole processing until we'll eventually have a nice little bag full of goodies that we can then go around and do all sorts of other cool things with. And I do want to show you how this is going to get filled up and stocked. Not the way it currently is. The way it currently is just a temporary. I've got a better idea for a more efficient method. But until then, this was Nemsun in Utopia saying goodbye.